and welcome to second video of CleverTalker. In this video, I will discuss the architecture and design of my project. In this video, I will give an overview of microservice architecture and what were the challenges I faced in implementing this architecture. So, what is the software architecture and do I need it for this project? The answer to that question is yes. Every software system has an architecture, but not every software architecture is defined. Software architecture is a high-level big picture in a scope. This defines how the components of a system are structured and assembled. By assembled, I don't mean developed, and how they will interact with each other in different tasks, and how components will be resilient, scalable, and most importantly, secure. For my project, I am going to use the Saga microservice architecture pattern. So, what is microservice and why I have selected this particular architecture? Microservice is a service that is responsible for one business unit. It can perform multiple tasks within its domain. For example, a member microservice will handle all the tasks related to member details, like its address, name, and so on, but will not handle its payment as that is out of its scope. The purpose of selecting this pattern is because of loosely coupled design, individually scalable services, development and deployment. To implement a microservice architectural pattern, I am using Saga. There are two types of Saga implementation: choreography, which is event-based, and orchestrator, that is command-based. Microservice implementing choreography are linked together, performing tasks step by step by raising an event to communicate with each other. This implementation is useful if you have a group of few services in your project. On the other hand, if there are countless services, then an orchestrator is required to control the workflow of each task. Let's see the registration task in the CleverTalker implementing orchestration. A user fills the registration form to become a member of this website. On submit, the request will pass through an API gateway verifying if the user details are correct and unique. Once it's verified, the details such as email address and password will be stored in the API gateway service to authenticate the member in the future. The rest of the information will be sent to the member's orchestrator service, which will first send the request to the member's consumer service to store user details. On successful response, it will send the request to the cognitive microservice to create an audio file containing user's full name. Then, in the end, it will send the request to notification microservice, which will send an email to the members informing that he or she is registered successfully. The whole workflow of this transaction is managed by the member's orchestrator microservice. Design pattern is a reusable solution which is focusing on lower level structural implementation or a template of how to solve a problem in a software. For this project, I have selected clean architecture followed by the CQRS pattern. Architecture means the overall design of the project. It's how code is organized into classes, files, components, and modules. The architecture defines where the application performs its core functionality and how that functionality interacts with things like the database and the user interface. CleverTalker microservice is divided into three sections known as presentation, core, and infrastructure. The core contains the domain and application layer. Infrastructure and persistent layer comes in infrastructure, and the application layer comes in presentation. To implement Saga, I have added two more layers, orchestrator and consumer, in the core. the consumer will consume the request sent by an orchestrator to perform the task. Each microservice has its own consumer, which will receive the request to perform the task and send the response back to an orchestrator. The whole transaction is identified by a unique correlational ID containing multiple tasks. I have created a virtual machine where I have installed Windows Server 2016. This server divides into three sections: application services, third-party services, and database services. CleverTalker services are known as application services. Third-party services are supporting services used in application services, and database services are the one where application data is stored. This is an overview of my application architecture. In the next video, I will explain in series of videos how I have made my microservices. I have split each services into a series of 4 videos. In the first video, I will give an overview and the purpose of a specific microservice. In the second video, I will talk about the development of that specific service followed by a demo. The third video will be based on the unit and the integration testing of the service. In the fourth video, I will show the deployment part of it and how I have created build and deployment pipeline to make it automated. So please stay tuned to learn how microservices interact with each other and how they are developed and deployed in an enterprise environment. You can also follow me on Facebook, LinkedIn, and GitHub. Links are available in the description.